Get ready to unlock some serious success secrets. We're diving deep into Napoleon Hill's Truthful Living today, ready to distill it down to pure gold.
I'm excited.
But before we jump in, tell me what drew you to this deep dive? What were you hoping to get out of it?
Well, I'm always looking for actionable takeaways.
Of course.
But I'm also fascinated by Hill's enduring influence,
Yeah.
He wrote Truthful Living decades ago, and people are still finding inspiration in it.
Absolutely. What's the secret sauce, right?
Right. That's what I want to uncover.
I love that. And speaking of his influence, did you know Hill actually had a student who was so inspired by Truthful Living that they wrote him a letter?
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, we'll dive into that a little later.
Okay.
But first, let's unpack one of Hill's core concepts, the power of belief and action.
Okay.
He's adamant that believing in yourself is the bedrock of any success story. If you don't think you can do it, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Right.
If you don't believe in your own potential, you're not going to put in the effort.
Exactly.
And then, well, that guarantees you won't reach your goal.
It's like Hill is saying, first, convince yourself you can do it, then get to work.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And he even offers this intriguing mental trick for strengthening that self-belief. He suggests repeating affirmations like, I can do it, over and over again.
It sounds almost too simple.
Right.
But think about it, though. By repeatedly saying it, you're kind of reprogramming your mind,
Yeah.
shifting from doubt to confidence. And that can really impact your actions.
It's like a mental training hack. I love that. But then Hill takes it a step further. He says belief alone isn't enough. You got to pair it with action.
Oh, for sure.
It makes me think of all the times I've had a brilliant idea but never actually, followed through.
Oh, we've all been there.
Right. Hill really hits home with this idea of finishing what you start. It's not enough to dream big. We have to put in the work, overcome obstacles, see things through. And remember that student I mentioned?
Yeah.
They actually wrote to Hill about successfully finishing their course,
Wow.
directly attributing their success to his teachings.
That's awesome.
It's a fantastic real-world example of, this idea of finishing what you start.
It really brings it home.
It does. Okay, so we've got belief and action as the foundation. Now let's move on to another intriguing concept from Truthful Living. The idea of, truthful living.
Okay.
What does that even mean in a practical sense?
That's a great question.
Hill breaks it down like this. Honesty, sincerity, and taking responsibility for your actions.
Okay.
It's about building trust and integrity in all aspects of your life, not just with others, but with yourself too.
Right. Hill wasn't naive, though. He knew that some people achieve success through, manipulation,
Oh, yeah.
deceit.
Yeah.
But he really believed that true success comes from ethical conduct,
Interesting.
living in alignment with your values.
And it's not just a feel-good concept. He actually observed that the successful U.S. departmental stores at the time, they were thriving because their advertising was honest, transparent. They built trust with their customers, and that drove sales. It shows this truthful living philosophy isn't just personal growth. It can really impact a business's bottom line.
That's fascinating.
Now, are you ready to tackle Hill's one thing at a time formula?
Let's do it. This one feels particularly relevant today,
Yeah.
with all the distractions.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm definitely guilty of that.
Me too.
So, let's see what Hill has to say. He believed that to maximize productivity and avoid feeling overwhelmed, we should focus on mastering one task at a time.
Yeah.
Only then moving on to the next.
It's about channeling your energy, right?
Yes, channeling your energy and attention into doing one thing exceptionally well.
It's like focusing a beam of light.
Ooh, I like that.
When it's scattered, it's weak. But when it's concentrated, it's powerful. Our energy works the same way.
What a great analogy. And it makes sense when you think about how scattered our brains feel when we try to juggle multiple tasks at once.
Right.
It's no wonder we don't always get things done effectively.
And to really drive this point home, Hill highlights all these successful people who applied this principle.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller. They achieved incredible things.
They did.
And they all seem to have shared this laser focus. One task at a time.
It's not just a theory, it's a strategy proven by some of the most accomplished people in history.
Exactly.
Talk about inspiration. Okay, ready to dive into the power of thought and imagination.
I'm all ears. This is one of the areas I was most curious about.
Yeah. Well, Hill believed our thoughts are the blueprints for success. Planning, visualization, rejecting negative thoughts. These are all crucial elements. He actually compares successful individuals to architects, creating detailed mental blueprints before they turn them into reality.
That's such a powerful image.
Right. It really highlights the importance of having a clear vision, using our imaginations to pave the way.
Yeah.
And that brings us to this fascinating connection between sincerity, self-confidence, and success.
Okay.
Hill believed that people are drawn to authenticity.
Absolutely. We can sense when someone is genuine, passionate, and we're drawn to that energy.
Remember that student who wrote to Hill?
Yeah.
They specifically mentioned that it was the sincerity and effort in his writing that made it so impactful.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a powerful testament to authenticity.
It is. And to help us cultivate that sincerity, that self-confidence, Hill offers these 7 daily affirmations.
Oh, interesting.
These are such a practical takeaway. I think we should share them with our listener.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the first one is, I believe I can do this. I have the ability. Now I just need to take action.
Simple, but powerful.
Right. It emphasizes both belief and action. What's next?
Okay, the second affirmation is, I can visualize what I want to become. And for what I want to become, I will focus my mind.
So it's about having that clear vision and then channeling your energy.
Right. And the third one is, I will apply the principle of truthful living to attract success.
Bringing it back to that core concept, integrity.
Exactly. The fourth affirmation is, I will try to focus on only one thing at a time. Until I turn my thoughts into reality, I will not be distracted in any way.
Again, that laser focus.
Number 5 is, to achieve my goal, I will make a clear plan and strictly follow it for success.
So it's not just dreaming, it's having a plan.
Right. Number 6, I will try wholeheartedly to attract sincere forces from others.
I like this one. It acknowledges the power of collaboration.
And finally, number 7, to express my real self and eliminate selfishness, I will stay clear about my intentions.
That's a powerful one to end on. It's a reminder to check your motivations.
Exactly.
Make sure you're acting from that place of authenticity, genuine purpose.
Hill believed these affirmations could really help cultivate that mindset, that self-belief, and sincerity, leading to greater success. And it wasn't just talking about material wealth either.
Yeah.
He saw success as something holistic.
Yeah.
Personal fulfillment, strong relationships,
Yeah.
a sense of purpose.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself. For yourself and for the world.
Exactly.
Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about ambition. Hill draws a clear distinction between ambition and selfishness.
This is a really important nuance.
Right.
Hill believed that ambition, when it's channeled correctly, is a driving force for growth. Personal growth, but also empowering others.
It's about setting high goals for yourself, but also lifting others up along the way.
Exactly. It's not about stepping on others to get ahead.
Right.
It's about rising together. And he contrasts this with selfishness, which is destructive.
Yeah.
Putting others down to gain an advantage.
Makes me think about leaders. Some inspire their teams, others rule with fear and intimidation.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect example.
One approach fosters growth and collaboration, the other breeds resentment.
Right. And Hill actually shares a story from his own experience,
Right.
where he actively trained his subordinates to take over his role.
Wow, really?
He wasn't afraid of being replaced. He was driven by a desire to help others grow. That's powerful leadership.
It shows that true ambition isn't about holding on to power, it's about empowering others. Now let's explore Hill's perspective on adversity.
Okay.
He encourages us to reframe failures and setbacks
Oh yeah.
as opportunities for growth and learning.
It's about finding the lesson in the struggle.
Yeah. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go our way.
For sure.
But Hill saw challenges as like blessings in disguise. Opportunities to learn, to adapt, to become more resilient.
It sounds counterintuitive.
It does, right.
Yeah.
But he shares these anecdotes about individuals who faced misfortunes, and those very setbacks became catalysts for success. Like the bank clerk who ended up becoming president of a major automobile company after being fired. Or the business partners whose falling out led one of them to become the sole owner of this thriving company.
It's amazing how things can turn around.
Right. These stories are so inspiring. They remind us that even when things seem to be falling apart, there might be a hidden opportunity.
I love that.
Now let's talk about another crucial element, time management.
Okay.
Hill stresses the importance of using our time wisely and being proactive.
He saw time as our most precious resource, something to be cherished and utilized effectively.
It makes me think of that classic fable of the ant and the grasshopper.
Oh, yeah.
The ant prepares for winter while the grasshopper plays,
Right.
and then when winter comes, the ant is ready and the grasshopper suffers.
It's a timeless reminder.
It is. Hill's message is a call to action, urging us to be mindful of how we spend our time, to prioritize those actions that move us closer to our dreams. Now, I know you were hoping for some actionable takeaways.
I was.
So let's dive into Hill's 7 specific rules for success. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay, rule number 1, faith.
But not in a religious sense, right?
Right. Hill's talking about having faith in yourself, believing in your own abilities.
Okay.
He tells this great story about 3 young men who graduated from business college.
Okay.
2 of them went on to achieve great success, but the third, he struggled,
Really?
despite his best efforts, even with help from his friends.
Sounds like a classic tale of what went wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was holding this third guy back?
A lack of self-belief.
Yeah.
He just didn't think he could succeed.
And that became his reality.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a stark reminder that sometimes our biggest obstacle is ourselves, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
We all have those moments of doubt.
Right.
But that's why Hill's second rule is so important. Enthusiasm.
Okay.
He believed negativity is a drain on our energy, like a roadblock to progress. Instead, we should approach challenges with a positive attitude.
Find that spark.
Yeah, that spark of joy. That's what keeps you going, helps you push through, get creative.
It's about finding that fuel even when things get bumpy.
Exactly.
And that leads us to honesty, the third rule,
Okay.
which is really at the heart of truthful living.
Absolutely. Sure, some people might find shortcuts through dishonesty,
Yeah.
but Hill believed that real, lasting success, it's built on integrity, ethical conduct.
It's about aligning your actions with your values.
Exactly.
Both personally and professionally. Speaking of building, rule number 4 focuses on what we let into our minds. Hill calls it rejecting useless thoughts.
Right.
Feels especially relevant today.
Completely. We're bombarded with information constantly.
Right.
Hill understood how important mental clarity is, being selective about what we think about.
Yeah.
He said we should consciously eliminate thoughts that clutter our minds, drain our energy.
Make space for the ones that matter.
Yeah. It's like mental decluttering.
I love that. Okay, rule number 5, willpower.
Inner strength.
Yes. That grit that allows us to persevere.
To resist giving up when things get tough.
Hill believed that instead of relying on luck or outside forces, we need to cultivate our own resilience.
Our own determination. It's about taking ownership.
Harnessing the power of our own will.
Exactly.
So we've got self-belief, enthusiasm, honesty, a clear mind, and the willpower to push through. What's next?
Rule number 6 might surprise some people. Unselfishness.
Oh.
Hill believed that true success, it's not a solo mission. It's not about beating others.
Okay.
He saw it as collaborative. We achieve more by helping others, contributing to something bigger.
It's about recognizing that we rise together.
Exactly.
And finally, we arrive at Hill's 7th rule for success. Focus.
Channeling your energy like a laser beam towards your goals.
Yeah. Hill uses the example of Abraham Lincoln. He developed his understanding of politics through observation, focus, dedication.
Interesting.
He believed that by focusing our energy on a specific area, we can achieve amazing things.
Makes sense. Think about your own expertise. It developed over time, right? Through focused effort.
Absolutely. It's about honing in on what Hill calls our chief aim, that driving force that propels us toward our dreams. Speaking of chief aims, Hill emphasizes how important it is to identify that overarching goal, that North Star.
Yeah.
That gives us direction.
Yeah. He believed that with clear focus, we attract opportunity.
We become magnets for it.
He uses this analogy of a shepherd dog.
Ooh.
Totally fixated on retrieving that stick. No distractions, just pure focus.
What a great visual. It's a reminder to stay focused even when distractions pop up.
And to seize opportunities that align with our chief aim.
Exactly.
This has been a fascinating deep dive into Napoleon Hill's mind.
It has. So many valuable insights.
Still relevant today.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our exploration of truthful living, let me ask, what resonated with you the most? What's going to stick with you?
For me, it's that combination of self-belief and action. It's not magic. It's about taking those steps, fueled by belief. And those daily affirmations, I'm definitely trying those. What about you?
I'm with you on that. And I love that one thing at a time approach, simplifying, focusing on what matters. So before we sign off, I want to leave you with this. Napoleon Hill believed that anyone can achieve success.
Mm-hmm.
What's one small step you can take today to move closer to your chief aim? Don't overthink it. Just one small action.
That's a powerful question to ponder. Remember, even the smallest step can lead to incredible outcomes.
Okay, so rule number one, faith. But as you mentioned, not in a religious sense.
Right. It's about having faith in yourself, your own abilities.
Okay.
Hill actually tells this great story about three young men.
Mm-hmm.
They all graduated from business college.
Okay.
Two of them, they went on to achieve huge success. But the third guy, he just struggled.
Despite his best efforts.
Yeah, even with help from friends. He just couldn't seem to catch a break.
So what was holding him back? Was it bad luck? Or like not having the right resources?
Nope. It was simple, really. He just didn't believe in himself.
He didn't think he could succeed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, well, that's what happened. He never really achieved much.
Wow. That's a powerful reminder that we can be our own worst enemy sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Self-doubt is a powerful force.
It is. Okay, what about rule number 2?
Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Hill was a big believer in finding that passion, that joy in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
He saw negativity as this drain on your energy, like a roadblock on the path to success.
Interesting. So instead of focusing on the negative, we should try to, what, embrace the positive.
Exactly. Approach challenges with a positive mindset. Find that spark.
That spark that keeps you going.
Yeah, even when things get tough.
It's about enjoying the journey, not just fixating on the destination.
Exactly. All right, rule number 3 is honesty.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a big one.
Okay.
This is like the foundation of that whole truthful living idea. I mean, sure, some people might find shortcuts through dishonest means.
Yeah.
But Hill was convinced that the only way to achieve lasting success is through integrity, ethical conduct.
Yeah. So it's not just about being honest with others, but also being honest with yourself.
Exactly. Aligning your actions with your values, no matter what.
Interesting. Okay, rule number 4. This one seems particularly relevant today.
Oh, definitely.
It's about what Hill calls rejecting useless thoughts.
Ah, yes. Mental clarity, that's so important, especially now.
It is. We're just bombarded with information from every direction these days. It's easy to get overwhelmed, lose focus.
It is. And Hill was way ahead of his time in recognizing that. He understood the importance of being selective with our thoughts.
So, like, being mindful of what we allow into our minds.
Exactly. He actually encouraged people to consciously eliminate thoughts that are just clutter, that drain our energy.
So we can make space for the thoughts that really matter.
Yes. It's like mental decluttering, making space for the good stuff.
I love that. Okay, rule number 5 is willpower.
Ah, yes. Inner strength. That grit and determination to keep going.
Yeah, that ability to persevere even when things get tough, to resist giving up.
Exactly. Hill believed that true strength comes from within, not from luck or waiting for things to happen.
So we need to be proactive in creating our own destiny.
Exactly. Taking ownership, harnessing the power of our own will.
Okay, what about rule number 6?
This one might surprise some people. It's unselfishness.
Unselfishness. How does that tie into success?
Well, Hill believed that true success isn't about, beating everyone else. It's not about being the only one at the top.
Okay.
He saw it more as a collaborative thing. We achieve more when we help others, when we work together towards something bigger than ourselves.
It's about lifting each other up, not tearing each other down.
Exactly. We rise together.
That's a great message. Okay, so what's the final rule, number 7?
Focus. This is about directing your energy, your attention, like a laser beam towards what you want to achieve.
Okay, so like having a clear goal and pursuing it relentlessly.
Exactly. Hill actually uses the example of Abraham Lincoln, who was known for his incredible focus and dedication. He developed his deep understanding of politics just through observation, focus, just putting in the time and effort.
It makes sense when you think about it. Developing expertise in any field requires focused effort over a long period of time.
Exactly. It's about honing in on what Hill calls our chief aim, that driving force that guides our actions.
And remember that shepherd dog analogy, laser focused on retrieving that stick. That's the kind of focus we need to cultivate.
Exactly. No distractions, just pure determination.
It's a great visual. So there we have it. Hill's 7 rules for success. Faith, enthusiasm, honesty, rejecting useless thoughts, willpower, unselfishness, and focus. It's quite a blueprint for living a more successful and fulfilling life.
It is, and it's a powerful reminder that success is not about magic or luck. It's about putting in the work, cultivating the right mindset, developing the right habits, and just taking consistent action.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thank you for guiding us through this deep dive into the wisdom of Napoleon Hill. It's been a truly fascinating and insightful journey.
It really has. And remember, as Hill believed, anyone can achieve success. It's just a matter of taking that first step.